FACC license someday. But, the way you've been blessed is the best because you're self-structured, because you have an idea. An idea will work no matter what anybody ever says to you, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is a blessing. Now, you got to help me face this way. We got to face the east because I'm Lubavitch. And this is on Friday. And it's Shabbos right now. This is going to really kill the guy upstairs. He's going to give me 100 points for this one. Okay. Shema Yisrael, no Eloheinu, no Echad. Lord, watch over us, guide us in the right directions. Keep Xavier and every West radio station on the air for as long as possible. And maybe someday give us the FACC license with help. On top of that, make it a blessed day. I will bless the building inside and out, where we are located. And then when it gets new location, I'll come and do that. It won't cost you anything. But to this day, because it's kosher salt, and it keeps away all the bad influence and demons.
All right.
There we go.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
Give it up for the Rabbi. Give it up for Zav. Yeah. We got this thing started. We've got a nice prayer that went out. Why don't you tell a joke is probably what you're thinking, right? Like, I love that the Rabbi came out, and I think it's beautiful that he's, blessing the facility that we all perform in, and sharing his love and ideas with everyone. Like, I think it would have been more strange if it was table salt. Like, if he would have been like, this is table salt, this is fine. So I am a comic in the city. I've been performing for a while, but I'm from a really small town. Is anybody here from a small town? Yeah. I'm from a really crappy small town, too. Where I'm from, if they ever make the newspaper, I get really nervous. If they make, like, the big city newspaper. And my small town actually made the Journal-Sentinel a little while back, and I'll quote the newspaper. They made the newspaper because one man shot another man in the face because he mistook him for a turkey. That's true. That's my hometown. I don't think that's really fair, though, to the people in my hometown, because I don't think he actually mistook him for a turkey. I really don't think he picked him up that day and was like, okay, I was supposed to pick up Jerry on the way here, but this is definitely a turkey that's sitting next to me. Okay, when we get there, I'm just going to shoot him in the face, and we're going to deal with that later. To his credit, though, the guy was standing on a pile of mashed potatoes and gravy. All right, lighten up. All right. I am on fire up here. Good gracious. I have to bless this thing twice. The Rabbi back up here. All right, I'm going to keep this thing moving because we got a lot of people, a lot of performers. I've got a lot of other shitty jokes I'm going to tell you in between, so eventually just help me out and fucking laugh once. That would be great. Next person coming to the stage. I imagine it's you. Are you the next person coming to the stage, or are you just... Okay. The next people coming to the stage are Chunk and Santiago. Put your hands together. They're going to play us some music, and it's going to be experimental.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out.
This is a prayer. Hello. Hello.
fist fired up, and don't cry, invade the primary in the moment of indiscretion. Go ahead and conjure up a vision. I get cold heart and scrutiny slamming balled up and cry the invasion son and go ahead conjure a vision. And this is a prayer, this is a prayer, this is a prayer too. This is a prayer and I'm blessed. The poet gets a pencil. The poet got his pencil. The poet got some paper. The poet goes around here. Conjure that up. The poet goes from Estes. They're going to the kindness. You got kindness. Got childhood outing to the quest from that they got themselves the workshop in the Goro. Like the two that conjure that, conjure that. Survivor goes to the abandoned window. My interest grateful public. I spin in wild abandon. 'Cause I go from survival motion process in calculation offer. I spin and sense myself. And this is a prayer, I swear. This is a prayer too. Your survival is getting to my rival, and all our privacy cries and conjured up it again. The poet gets his pencil and the poet gets his paper, and the poet knows exactly where it goes as he rhymes those two words. The poet goes to the poetry workshop, and he likes the girl that's sitting in the third row. The poet goes to the poetry workshop. He likes the girl that sits in the third row. He's like, why can't I talk to her? I'm scared to talk to the girl in the third row. Well, I want to talk to the girl in the third row. You gotta tell us when 10 minutes are up. Cause wild confusion and calculation soothing and sense my grateful interest and my cold-hearted mystery is on the slamming scrutiny. We're going crying inevitably. That's what we... Sunshine, what you... What? Sunshine, what you got to say? That was a prayer. That was a prayer too, seriously. That's sunrise in your eyes, I get myself to heaven, and the screaming behind me. Lead down the pedal like a fighter, and I know where the drums and roll, you get yourself down to it. Oh, oh. We go where we're going in the wild way, how I don't wanna be louder than aliens. You can't get the thing that you get everywhere, and I'm going back when I get my hair fair. You got the school to me, you got your flower. It's everything that you get home and love the power. We don't know where that music is coming from, but we like it is coming from our own son. When we get back, wanna get back to life. Make it done. Are we done? I think we're done. I'm ready to go. We gotta go. I'm ready to go. It's been 10. It sounds like you gave me a death look, and it's a death look. Don't do it. Woo! I like to see a crowd upside down every show, at least for a minute. You guys look fantastic. I'm gonna get into the show. And I'm gonna do that song one more time. How'd it go? We were really thinking the songs really well to do. And fine. You guys look great. Give it up for, I got a joke. Funny thing happened to me on the way to the show tonight. Funny thing happened to me on the way to the show tonight. I killed two. That's a terrible joke. I'm kidding. I would never finish that joke. Let's go. Yeah. This is the best way. If you guys are going to be up here, you should try it upside down for a little bit. I'm sure you know. Come on. Throw your hands up in the air, or push them to the ground. What? Are you serious? So we don't really know where that music's coming from, but we embrace it, and we love it, and we're hugging it. You know where it's coming from. That's coming from your laptop. You're into smooth jazz. I like smooth jazz. As you can tell by my ability to sing smooth jazz. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Give it up for Chunk and Santiago. Give it up. Put your hands together. I can honestly say that I've never seen anything like them. Right on. Good for River West Radio. Yeah, I like that you're laying out on the stage like that. Like, I cannot do that because I'm too fat for that. Like, I'm a little fat for that, you know? I am getting kind of fat, like, really honestly. Like, it's all right here, though. Like, right here. Like, I'm starting to look like a cartoon ant. Like, that's the look I'm getting right now. Let's put our hands together. This next person coming to the stage is very important to this neighborhood and is an important member of the riverwestradio.com operation. He's got a lot of things that he talks about on the radio, including really important issues like the Packers, as well as a lot of other things going around in the neighborhood. This is your alderman. Give it up for Nick Kovac.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody. It's an honor to be part of this radio station. It's great to be here tonight with so many beautiful people and so much writhing up on stage here with the experimental music. It's very exciting. I'm going to tell you quickly. I hope the costumed Manitou in the front room has heard me talking and is now running down to get the banjo because you all have lyrics in front of you. I'm hoping that everyone will sing along with me, louder than me because I can't keep a tune. The theme song, the original theme song about the land of the Packer verse. Packer verse is a triple entendre. It has at least 3 meanings, probably more. I'll summarize them quickly while the Manitou's getting the banjo. I mean, the first is obvious, universe, right? So it's, there's sort of a conceit that Lambeau Field is the solar in the solar system, that the universe is very important, and the Packers and the Great Lakes watershed in particular is an important part of what it means to be a Packer fan, the land of Wisconsin. And then I have people call into the show who are various exiles that are outside the watershed or even outside the state. They call in from San Francisco or from Cleveland or New York. No one's called in from Waukesha yet, although they are welcome to. Yeah, and there's a lot of Packer fans outside the watershed. But there's things I try to conflate, Packer verse. The other meaning of verse, obviously, is poetic. You put stanzas together, you read a poem. And I actually had been talking to Zav here and there about, hey, I'd love to do a Packer talk show. I told him not to tell Jim Linneman about it, but he knows now. And so Jeb Platt, a few words about Jeb Platt. We all miss him. He's still with us in spirit, and I'm glad we put the coffee and the cookies outside. I hope Jeb is enjoying them. He was a great River West citizen. And he ran a show at Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Before he died, before he left this world, called Poetry is Anarchy. And I now have a different time slot, but when the show first started, I took Jeb's time slot, and so wanted to honor Jeb in some way. Jeb's show was called Poetry is Anarchy. So the subtitle of the Packer verse is Football is Socialism. I'll go to honor Poetry is Anarchy. By socialism, I don't know exactly what I mean, but I mean that we're a community-owned team. We are a socialistic team in a capitalistic league, and that obviously has even more profound implications this week of all weeks. But I'm not going to do the show right now. We all know what happened to the Packers. Okay, I'm just going to summarize what we do in general. And then the third meaning of verse is biblical, chapter and verse. We study the Packers religiously. We watch film. We care about it. I mean religiously, not necessarily spiritually, but I mean we study the team closely. So does everyone have the lyrics? And you're going to sing too, right? Okay. You need them? Yeah. Is everyone ready? Can people come closer to make some noise a little bit if you want to? land is your land, this land is my land. From Miller Park to Lambeau Field, from paper mill towns to the Kickapoo, this land was made for me and you. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the grain exchange to the railroad junction, from the iron ore docks to the port of Milwaukee, this land was made for you and me. All right, so I need to talk for 2 more minutes while the Manitou changes back into I shouldn't say changes, while he enters the spirit world or the Stone Soup world. I'll just summarize a couple of things that go on in the show. Exile from San Francisco calls in a lot. Jim from the South Side calls in a lot. And I do a segment called Out of Context Packer Quote Poetry, where I take quotes from the week and try to make them poetic. That happens most weeks, and we study film. And then we do historical segments where we talk about the history of the team we're about to play. And when we played the Bears, obviously there was a lot to talk about. We get to play them again. It's a great rivalry against an awful team and even worse city, you know. But we want to honor, they are in the watershed. We also discussed, in the preseason we had a little more time, so we discussed the first people of Green Bay, the Menominee. We read their creation story. We also discussed the creation story of the Packers themselves, and their birthday actually was just recently in the middle of August. The Packers were born in 1919 when Curly Lambeau and the editors of the Green Bay Press-Gazette got together and started a football team sponsored by first the Indian and then the Acme Packing Company. And then eventually when the businesses couldn't support the small-town team, the small town itself bailed the team out. And the Green Bay Packers, the socialistic community-owned Green Bay Packers, are currently illegal by current NFL law. No, they are grandfathered in. No new team with that ownership structure would ever be allowed in. And so we take that part of the Packers very seriously on the Packerverse. But like I say, we take the larger implications of the Packers, whether it be poetic, whether it be religious, whether it be political, seriously, but we also study them closely. One thing I want to mention, did anyone notice the stars and the moon tonight? Yes. And there was a full moon, and now I'm segueing into the next show, which you're seeing about to get set up. There's a cauldron. That show is called Stone Soup, but my friend here, the Manitou, the banjo player, and I were discussing a while ago something that happened about 200 years ago in Birmingham, England, where Charles Darwin's grandfather and a few other aristocrats, basically educated aristocrats, started a group called the Lunatic Society, and they would get together every full moon and discuss the latest advances in science or whatever. There were all, at the time, half the things we currently call science, like geology, biology. Well, I mean, they've been around. Well, geology was a new science. Biology was becoming very different. There were advances in science like there are today. And so we got together and said, why don't we do this again? Why don't we get together every full moon and discuss scientific advances, with a broad interpretation of what scientific means. Anyone who listens to Stone Soup now will know that it's actually become a little more political and social in its consciousness, which I'll leave that for them to describe, I don't know if in words, potentially in actions. But Stone Soup, I think, given that it's a full moon, it's a nice time to honor what it means to throw your rock in the pot and what it means to notice what's boiling up in the cauldron once everyone's thrown their rock in the pot. And now that we have 7 billion people in this world who all talk to each other, at least electronically, if not in reality, a lot more than they used to, there's a lot of new things and advances socially, culturally, scientifically, politically to keep track of. And I don't know that adding one more radio station and one more radio show, one more rock in the pot, helps or hurts your concentration or your ability to focus and gather through all of that. But we're all in this together with this radio station, and I look forward to Stone Soup and the Packerverse being a part of everybody's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursdays 9 to 11 for the Packerverse. Stone Soup is Tuesdays 10 to 11. How's it looking? Are you ready? Idiots downstairs, get up here. Can you hear me? We need you. Can I tell them what's in the pot, or there's a surprise? There's something in the pot that's not exactly a stone. While we're waiting, does anyone want to call in right now and talk about that game? I know we, and that was something we discussed. The implications of that, and there are some people who say, "Oh, the Packers were a sacrificial lamb for the union movement," and I disagree with that line of thinking. I think the union movement can win or lose, and I hope the Packers win no matter what. And those two things are connected. To live in solidarity, to be a part of a community, is one and the same with being a Packer fan. But I hesitate to get too directly political. I like to be more obliquely political with the implications of the Packers. And yeah, it was an interception. And if you were listening last week, you know that we spent the whole first hour of the show in an unapologetic alternate reality. We like the Packerverse to be as close to the real universe that we're experiencing in the watershed as much as possible. But obviously, given the crisis moments that occurred in the integrity and credibility of the league last weekend, whatever, or just for our own sanity, frankly, we spent an hour in the world in which they got the call right and the Packers are 2-1. We spent the whole hour in that motif. We even computed Russell Wilson, the Wisconsin Badgers' real quarterback rating, which is 79.64, which is what it would have been had the play been called right. Are you ready? Is Jay here? Okay, and with no further ado, that's a little small preview of the Packerverse. And here's a small, I don't know if it's a preview, it's some kind of representation of what Stone Soup is all about.
right, caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the air.
It's too late, much too late. The damage is done. It doesn't matter anymore. Which one was wrong? You're gonna find out just what went wrong.
there? Stone Soup?
Stone Soup?
Yeah, this is Stone Soup.
Oh, my name is Rachel Weather.
Rachel Weather, great.
Well, we're talking about you.
Yeah. Your ears must be ringing.
Oh,
We're talking about the
What?
weather.
well, yeah, I think they were. And I'm feeling warm and moist too.
Is that because of the increased levels of CO2?
What's causing
Yeah.
What's causing those conditions?
Well, some CO2 is definitely in my mainstream.
In your what?
In the mainstream.
The main.
Right.
How are your jet streams?
Jet streams are gushing, man.
Yeah. Well, that's
But
one.
but that's getting personal.
Yeah. Well, the jet streams on the planet Earth have actually moved, and they've become. Are you with us, caller?
Yeah, man, you know, this is totally insane, man, because you're right. The human being is a really interesting creature.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Now I'm gonna.
Caller, wait for him to finish
Yeah,
the statement and then chime
I'm
in.
gonna finish.
Stay
It
on
doesn't
the
matter,
line, though.
man. You're playing this music, and it makes everyone want to call, man. It makes us realize that we're interesting creatures
Yeah.
on this planet. So it's your fault. You keep getting called.
No, we like the calls. Just stay on the line and then react to his statement.
We
once
do
he
because
finishes.
right. What I noticed or what I felt is that of all the species on the planet, humans are the only one that do not want to coexist with other species. I mean, be it a cat or a dog or any type of feral creature, we try to get rid of it. A cockroach, get rid of it. A bug, any type of bug, we try to get rid of it. We do not want to live among other creatures.
Well, you know what? That's why we should sometimes, man. I know it's a hard thing to do, but lick a cockroach's antenna.
So you've done it.
Man,
And then what happened?
you want to believe it, man.
I should just
Is
do
that
it. I
is
shouldn't
that a
ask.
communication?
You know,
It's like insect
if you live
communication.
in River West, who knows? You might not hang out at those kind of places. I don't really.
Oh,
either.
those cockroach licking bars. What if I just look for?
Yeah,
Do I need to?
licking bars. That was pretty cool.
Hey, it's new on the menu. Try it. For a sample. And there's never much human contact. Everybody's a machine because we're all trying to catch up to the machine that we built. You know, so and everyone in that machine is just a part of that machine, and we treat them like that.
They're not aliens, though. They're human beings from the future coming back in time to visit us. Well, it's kind of tied into the doomsday. It's on topic because you kind of have to have nostalgia to feel like we're going towards an apocalypse.
Yeah.
They're better how they used to be.
That's your reference
We're
point.
gonna, we're turning everything all to heck.
A very high, heated, pressurized, chemicalized process called hydrofracking, where they drill these fantastically deep wells, process called hydrofracking. Through to them. But I'm not getting through to the people at the top. I am going to make the people at the top stop.
How?
By explaining to the people that work for them that they are being duped.
Okay, so now I'm the guy that works for the guy on top.
Okay,
what are you
here's
gonna
what's
say
gonna
to me?
happen.
What are you gonna say to me?
I'm going to tell you
That's
right
gonna
now.
make me stop working
How
for
do
the
you
guy at
do?
the top.
My name is George from New York, and I have through to them. But I'm not getting through to the people at the top. I am going to make the people
That's the main problem is zombies
Save-
don't listen.
Zombies are zombies. You gotta
I gotta
cut
be
them
on
off.
Fox News.
You gotta cut them off.
Then they'll listen.
Most left-leaning counties in the state. Give you guys a call about because I did inside. I voted for legalization out here, but I do want to give one correction.
Humboldt and Mendocino County, which are known as the Green Triangle.
In Trinity,
so
right?
That's where
Yeah.
the majority of the green is grown. There's a couple other areas too, but those are the coastal areas. They actually did not vote overwhelmingly against it. What they voted was about 50-50. Whereas if you take the counties of San Francisco and also Marin is down here, those are probably the two most, I don't always like the term liberal, but whatever. They're the two most left-leaning counties in the state. Give you guys a call about, because I voted for legalization out here. But I do want to give one correction.
Cigarettes burning in a red green light. This room is alright. This room is alright. Marijuana. Marijuana stereo. Marijuana. Marijuana stereo. Boston's a trip. It's a needleless country. John John's right here. The guitar's so clear. Dig the hi-hats. Dig the hi-hat, daddy-o. Like a smoke, it gets in your eyes. The results are not surprising.
All right, give it up for Stone Soup. Yeah. Well done, well done. I know you're all thinking, you're like, I just saw that last week on Modern Family. But like the live version's so much better, you know? It's so much better. Thank you again, guys. Stone Soup. I have no idea what that was. But it was great. It was great, right? I'm having fun. You know, this whole experiment, the radio show and the radio show that they do, the radio show that all of us do, is supported by us. It's supported by the people in this neighborhood. It's supported by the people that listen in other neighborhoods. And I think it's a really powerful thing that we're able to bring to everyone. If you want to support that, go out and donate to the folks by the door. If you don't want to support that, like, you suck, and then you could buy a raffle ticket, though. You could buy a raffle ticket. If, you know, just donating money's not your thing, go buy a raffle ticket. There's lots of fabulous prizes out there. Take a look at them, put your ticket in the bag, and you could